Hey guys, welcome back to another speed build, and in this speed build we are building a French chateau, I'm just gonna call it chateau for the rest of today. We are using custom content. As you guys know, I love custom content, and just because I make YouTube videos now does not mean I'm going to stop using custom content, but I will make sure to link all the custom content I use in this. I do only use 2 custom content packs to my knowledge. There's a possibility of me accidentally using another one, but I used Felix Andre's Chateau pack that just became public, like all 7 parts just became public, and then I use another one called Felix Andre's Colonial, I believe. So both of those will be linked in the description below, but they're both amazing packs. Felix Andre is one of many of the best custom content creators. I love that all his custom content matches each other really well. So he did say that there were other packs that went really well with this, like Grove, and I have all of those, but I tried just to keep it limited. I was just going to do Chateau, but then I had trouble. There was like a couple things the Chateau didn't have. It didn't have a dining set. It didn't have some other stuff that I needed, so I ended up using 2, and I hope that's okay. And then I just used the core game, not base game. I just used the core game. So a lot of get together, a lot of other things, but a lot of fun. This build was a lot of fun. I don't know why, to try to get better at, not to get better at building, but to try to get back into building after taking a little bit of a hiatus from building. I don't know why my choice was to do 2 like long builds, like big builds. Like this is probably like one of the bigger builds I've done. I've done like some like remakes of houses before, like the modern houses in Willow Creek that are pretty large, but this is like to the date probably the largest build I have probably done in like a while. It's a pretty large lot. It's on the chalet, I think that's what it's called, in Wittenberg. So technically you can't change this lot type into, you can't change the lot into an actual house. So if you wanted to play with this, you would have to put it on a different lot. But I just built it here because I think it's beautiful. And it could also just be like an area that your Sims just go and visit instead of like an area that, yeah. But yeah, I'm really happy with how the build turned out. The actual like house part, the landscaping I really struggled on. Again, not great at it. And something of this type was just hard, and especially because like this lot where it is has like gorgeous landscaping everywhere, and I just had no idea how to match that. And I played with terrain tools for like basically the first time. Like this thing later on, I'm gonna put it up like a little higher on some terrain. So I do that, and that was cool, but yeah, definitely a struggle, but I'm really happy with how the actual building looks. There's this YouTubers, I'll link them below because I can't like bring up I can't remember their name right now, but of them like renovating a chateau and kind of they turn into a bed and breakfast and then end up just turning into their family home. Like recently they just announced that they're turning into their family home, but first was a bed and breakfast. Gorgeous, so beautiful. When I saw this chateau build pack, I was like, okay, I have to build a French chateau now. And I even based it off of, there's this like really old book of that I found on Pinterest, but it was like I went to like the actual like website, and it was like a bunch of scans of this book of like styles of chateaus and their floor plans, and I basically based at least the first floor off of that floor plan. And like the outside is a little bit like it, not exactly, but I definitely used it as like heavy inspiration for where certain builds were going to be. But this is a chateau that was like renovated, so it has a lot of modern appliances. I did try to keep it a little bit more old style, like traditional style, to like the French style, but yeah, I'm really happy with how the inside looks. I like the floor plan. Yeah, just like super happy with it, and I'm excited to like get back into building more because this was a good time. But yeah, this ended up being like, I don't know, it took me like, I think almost 4 hours to build this. Like all the footage added up to 4 hours, and I sped it up. So there are large parts that are cut out because speeding this up would be like an hour and a half. But even like my last build, which was the New Orleans place, also took me like 3 hours. But that's also because I restarted it like 7 times. This one I did not bulldoze once. So you guys should be really proud of me for not bulldozing it. But this is only 2 floors. There is technically a 3rd floor. Didn't really want to mess with that. And then I wanted to use these dormers that came with the pack, or the kit. What do you even call it? Custom content pack? I'm going to call it a pack. It's a pack. This custom content pack came with these beautiful dormers that I want to use, and they aren't actually actual windows. So the top floor would have 0 light, indoor light, if we did end up using it. But I'm happy with just like the 3. And I like use like the old building style of having the windows on the second floor being smaller than the windows on the first floor. And this is something that was like used like in like I don't know, used at some point in time back when like these chateaus were first first built. So probably like the like I want to say 1700s, 1800s, but I could be completely wrong. I am not a history major. I am a film major. So, and I don't know anything about architecture. I mean, I do know about architecture, but I did not do research on this. But basically, I do know that they used to build places to make them look taller. They used to have the windows on the first floor be longer than the windows on the second floor because then it looks like the windows on the second floor are farther away. And yeah. Also, I just like wanted it to be that way because I hate having medium wall heights. So the first floor is medium wall heights, second floor is short wall heights. But yeah, I'm really happy with how the actual building on the outside looks. I love this pack. There's not really any windows on the sides. There's a couple on one side. But yeah, and this pack just had some like really cool things. I'm excited to jump into first person mode and like show you them up close because there's like a bunch of like bookcases. So I built this like beautiful library that we'll get to at some point, and there's even like a hidden door bookcase, which I'm gonna go when I go into live mode. We're gonna have someone visit here so we can see how that actually works because I'm very curious how those bookcase doors work because they're not like the like flat bookcase doors that the game already has. They're like 3D, so and they're really gorgeous. So starting on the kitchen. So the kitchen's pretty tiny. I do end up actually closing off where it's its own room, but I go for like warmer tones. So I use the pack has this like beautiful like marble wall like floor, and then there's also this gorgeous wallpaper. So I use that for the kitchen and kind of do like these lighter tones. It's very like red. Both the stove and the fridge are from the pack, but yeah, it's a gorgeous kitchen. I love the open shelves at the end. There's that little corner piece for the counter that is actually a separate piece. They have like their own like pantry, these pantry counters and then normal counters, and I used a pantry counter for the corner just because I thought it was really cute. I like that it was open. I like that it had that little like rod on it, so you could hang, I don't know, something. You can hang something on it like. I don't know, whatever. And then as you can see in the dining room, we are using the Colonial pack by Felix and Andre. And it actually takes me a while to figure out that there's actually like 10 different wallpapers from this pack. I thought I had to use just like certain wallpapers from the packs that I had and then the packs in the game. But I ended up there being like 10 different wallpapers. So there's a bunch of really fun colors throughout this build. Each room is basically its own theme of color. Like one's pink. One's like a blue color. There's this really beautiful like flowery wallpaper I use in the living room. But yeah, you can see that I closed off the kitchen, so it's in its own room, and I just used an arch from I think Cats and Dogs to have access to both the kitchen and the living room. And in the living room, we kind of stay with the like red. I started using this wallpaper, which I think is from the Paris or something, and I end up removing it. So there's no Felix Andre Paris pack in this. I end up changing it to another wallpaper that I later found because again, I didn't know that there were like a bunch of wallpapers from the Felix Andre Chateau pack. So yeah, I kind of keep with like the reddish bluish theme that I've been trying to keep everywhere else. Using basically all the like couches and stuff from the Chateau pack. I'm in love with these mirrors. They're literally everywhere. I put a bookcase in here, even though there will be a bookcase in there will be a like whole library, but there's still bookcases throughout this building. There's just bookcases everywhere. But like I said before, this is on the chalet, the Von Haut Estate chalet, and you can't change it, so you can't actually live here, but you come visit it, and I don't know, you can definitely move it somewhere else, and I think it would still fit. You may want to fix the landscaping though, because the landscaping is not great, but the Chateau pack comes with like a crazy amount of books, like different types of books that have a bunch of different colors. So I kind of just like fill the bookcases with books and then change the colors a little bit. I added a little bit more trinkets in the library. It's mostly just books. But yeah, it looks cool. I think it looks nice, and I'm excited for this. Like, I think this this heron wallpaper is gorgeous, but I do change it to this like reddish flowery color. I think it's also a lovely color. Now we're in the entryway, and that is actually the secret door. So we're going to match that with another bookcase just so you don't know it's a secret door. And then that is like a little mini console table. And I like these bookcases are really cool because one has it has the same swatch, but one with a rod and one without the rod. And this one I end up changing to the ones without the rod. Right now it's not there, but yep, right there. And then as you can see, that's the book. So when we go into live mode, we're gonna look how that actually, like, what the animation looks like, because I'm very curious. And there's also a secret door into the bathroom as well, which I think is gorgeous. But yeah, there is a secret door into the bathroom. I don't know if that's necessary. There's just like a little half bath that's just a toilet and a sink through that other secret door that's in the library, but it means that there's more room for books, and that's what matters. So it's a very cozy room. Most of it's filled by carpet. There's a mirror in it. It's like it has a secret door, but like it's there because it's at the front of the house where the front windows are. But yeah, I think it's pretty. What's super interesting that I've been seeing has been a thing since I don't know, since like very recent custom content is having the fences not be fences. So these are like basically like little pieces that you can move into place for the railing and stuff, and I like it. You have more freedom. There's less glitching, which I think is really cool. I do have to put like basically like a tiny like the line fencing that's, I forget which pack it's from. I want to say it's from, I don't know what pack it's from, but there's that like little tiny fencing just so I could remove the floor. But I do that. But then I don't know. I think the fencing looks cool, and you have a little bit more control, and there's less glitching. Now we are working on the primary bedroom, which is very yellow. Right now it doesn't look like it because I'm just placing all the objects I want, but it has its own fireplace. Also, this custom content pack has 2 different beds. Cannot figure out what the difference between them are. Different bed frames. Something I love about custom content, though, is that the bedding and the bed frames are separate, which is so nice. So you could do whatever bedding you want and whatever color bed frame, because I think that's a big issue. Something I am a little sad. I want to use this canopy, but it only works with medium size. Medium size wall is minimum, and since it's a short, it doesn't work. So I couldn't use that beautiful canopy, but it works out anyway. And I kind of go for like a more like brownish tone in here for most of everything, and then right now I kind of go green, but I end up going very yellow in this room, and I think it's very cheerful and colorful. And I'm not a huge fan of yellow, but I wouldn't hate it as a bedroom, just because, I don't know, I feel like your bedroom should make you cozy and happy, and if it's like a cozy yellow, then it's doing its job. And yeah, this house is extremely expensive. The Chateau pack alone, every single object is like in the thousands, and then I multiple times use those like super expensive base game paintings throughout, just because they're very regal and old looking. And yeah, they're very expensive. Like one painting alone is like $8,000. So at the end, we'll like look how expensive this whole house is. And look, I just changed the wallpaper because I found the wallpapers finally, and they're so fun, so beautiful. I'm excited to look more into them, and I make the study a little bit more cozy with the brown. As you guys can see, I start with this like lightish blue in the bedroom, but I think I make it yellow. Yeah, yellow. Look at that. Like that's so pretty, and cozy and like regal. And I ended up cutting out, like filling out basically all the books, but that's basically what happens. And then right now we're just adding a little bit of clutter all over it because I'm trying to like pause on working on the bedrooms because I didn't want to work on the other bedrooms. But I do end up cutting out a lot of the bedrooms and a lot of the cluttering, and also just like the bathrooms. And of course, we're going to look at them at the end. This would be like an hour and a half video, and I don't know if I can talk for an hour and a half. I'm practicing my talking for a really long time, but talking for an hour and a half is a doozy. But yeah, I'm really happy with how everything's looking so far, and I've said that a million times. For the top landing, we just kind of fill it with, I put a couch here that's from the Colonial pack. I really like this couch because the back dips in, so it kind of looks like it frames the bottom of the window. I don't know if you would call it a couch or like a day bed. It's kind of like a day bed kind of style. And then right now I am working on the study, which starts very pink, but I make it a little bit more brown later, but a lot of like pink and light woods for the study. And this is across the hall from the library. So the study, I don't know, it's a study. There's a computer in there. It looks oldish, but it has a lot of modern stuff. We use stuff from the core pack because both Colonial and the Chateau pack don't come with a like desk set, so we just end up using some stuff from a different pack. And now here's me just like trying to get a start on the backyard. I looked at a lot of photos, and usually like the chateau backyards are like very leveled. So I tried doing that, and as you can see, I used terrain tools to kind of raise the house up, so I could add a pool at the lowest level. I don't know if this ended up actually hindering me, and maybe having a whole flat lot would have been a smarter choice for me, and having like that freedom of not being obstructed by like hills and stuff. But I needed to at least do like, I needed to start learning how to use terrain tools at some point, and maybe this was a good try. But I don't know if it was a good idea for me to do it for my first time building a massive build. So lots of terrain tools. I don't love the outside of this, that the like landscaping slash backyard. I think it looks a little odd, but trying new things is important. Moving on, we are finishing up what would be not the primary bathroom. The primary room has its own bathroom that has a tub in it, but this is like the main bathroom on the second floor that the other bedroom's going to use. So this is technically, I think, on the second floor there's one, I think there's four bedrooms, but one, yeah, because there's 3 bedrooms, and then one is turned into an artist studio, because I was thinking if someone lives here, maybe they really like to paint. And there's also a piano in there for like someone who's more of a musical artist. Here's me changing all the doors. And for the artist studio, I basically just like pull everything from the artist career. There's like the easel, there's the like palette thing, there's a bunch of paintings everywhere. A lot of paintings. I end up removing those framed paintings and just putting more paintings there. So a lot of paintings, a lot of canvases, pretty sparse space besides, like, it looks cluttered, but there's actually not a whole lot there. And I just put a whole bunch of stuff. There's some books in a basket that I thought was pretty cute. And just a bunch of things. I think it would be beautiful to paint in there. You have a gorgeous view of the chateau backyard. Not the backyard, but like past that where the maze is. I really should visit this place more on like in live mode, because there's I was looking around at like the space around it. I think most of it's accessible to your sim, and there's a garden with like trees, like fruit trees and stuff. So I was like, there's so much to do here. It's no wonder that like people ask you not autonomously ask you to come visit, because there's a whole bunch of stuff to explore, and I think you can actually go into it. I'll have to see on my own time, and maybe you guys can figure out too. But very, very cool lot. And even the build here is like pretty decent for a non-simmer build. It's like an EA build, and the build here before I bulldozed it is actually pretty decent. And here we are working on the pink slash the like child's bedroom. Just very pink. We use the bed from, I think that's from the horse pack, and then some of the colonial stuff. But yeah, there's a desk in here, there's some toys, there's a castle for your child to play with. And at this point, you're gonna see me like hopping around everywhere, because I find something, I'm like, oh, let's put this somewhere, or like, oh, I need to put wallpaper in this room, oh, I need to change the wallpaper here, blah blah blah. Because I end up making this the pink room, and I also made the office pink, and I end up wanting to change the color of the office to more of like a brownish yellow. So here's me filling in the walls just with some fun posters. It's a child, like it doesn't have to be super regal in there. Here's me changing that wallpaper to more of like a yellowish brown. It kind of matches the wood tone of the floor and also some of the chairs. But yeah, this is like that parquet flooring like it's throughout the whole house. And it's also on the roof too, on the ceiling, that you'll see when we're in first person. It's like a wider version of this like parquet flooring, which also came with the chateau pack. So yeah, here's me finishing up the child's room, and I think very soon we're going to be moving on to the last bedroom, which is green. This is probably my least favorite bedroom. I used the bed frame from the colonial Felix colonial custom content pack. But yeah, I think it's just like a large bedroom. I probably could have cut it up a little bit and put a bathroom in there. But you would almost think it would be the primary, but the yellow one is the primary. This is just a large bedroom. I like the wallpaper. Actually, I don't end up using this wallpaper. I use a different greenish wallpaper that's just kind of plain. But yeah, it's a fine looking room. And it's kind of silly because green is like my favorite color to build with. But it's more of like a sage green. I guess it works more in like modern sense than more like a traditional darker sense. But it looks cool. Now moving on to my least favorite part, which is the outside. I ended up cutting out a lot of this, but I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of what I did. So here I end up having to flatten out basically this whole front area, and I end up making it like 2 on the side goes up to 1, and this kind of makes it look kind of, I don't know. It looks cool, but I think I maybe shouldn't have raised the house so high on a hill, because then you get those like stony looking things, which doesn't look bad. Like, it's kind of cool, but I don't know. I end up not loving it, and that's okay. That happens. But again, those cool railings I add. And then in the backyard, I end up using a lot of the colonial furniture. There's a train going by, so if you guys hear that, I'm just gonna keep talking over it. But yeah, there's a colonial furniture. Do I use this bar? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I put the bar up there, and there is a trash can. I thought I forgot a trash can, but yeah, use a lot of the colonial furniture because I think a lot of it is meant to go outside, just because of like, it has like wicker, and like the seats could be removed if it rains, and also like those plants are meant to be outside because they are massive. And then here's the pool that I'm working on. The pool, I like the pool. I would love to have a pool like this. It's almost like like a waterfall pool where it goes all the way to the edge, but you can't really build that in The Sims without it just like looking kind of odd. So I'm happy with how this looks though. Is where it kind of goes downhill, just like adding vegetation to add vegetation. The thing I think is cool about a lot of chateaus is that it's very clean vegetation. I don't know how to do that in The Sims. I know there is a way, and honestly, probably having everything be flat would make it a lot easier than what I'm doing with the hill. Then that would probably make like it infinitely easier to make clean vegetation, but no. But yeah, just to like fill up space, I end up adding a pond, and there's gonna be a gazebo on the other side. Kind of like a gazebo, it's more, I don't know, like a fountain cover. I don't even know what to call it. But yeah, I add a pond. Again, probably not the cleanest looking thing in the world, but it fills in the space, and if I'm playing with terrain tools, I might as well add a pond. And I actually don't think the pond looks too bad. Besides that, it's like up against the edge of the lot, so it does like have a clean cut in it. Besides that, pretty good looking pond, I would say. And here I am starting the gazebo. It's not really like a wooden gazebo. It's like built out of stone. I used the columns from, what's it called? The like Romantic Garden Pack, I believe. And then there's just like a glass ceiling on it. And then I ended up just putting a fountain and like 2 chairs underneath it. But I saw a lot of gazebos and kind of like structures built in like the reference pictures I was looking at of like chateau gardens. And yeah, it was the only thing could fit. Honestly, if it was flat, I could probably fit more. I was thinking about adding like a guest house or even adding a greenhouse. But I don't have the greenhouse kit, and I think that's probably needed if you're making a greenhouse, and I didn't want to go and use other packs because other custom content packs. Oh my gosh, I've been talking. This is probably like one of my longer speed build videos, and my brain is slowly drifting away. And I've also taken a break in between doing this. I'm just running out of stuff to talk about. And then I'm keeping this in just to show you guys how desperate I am just to like fill in space. Is I try adding like a little side patio that you have to like go outside to get to, and it's just like a little, I don't know, like a place to like throw a party. There's like a bar up there, a grill, some other stuff, and I end up deleting all of it because it does look pretty awful. And I try adding a pergola up there. It looks pretty bad, so I do end up like deleting all of it. But I just wanted to show you guys that what my thought process is. And at this point, I'm burnt out of this build because why am I committing to a 4-hour build when I'm trying to like get myself to build again? Good question. I like to torture myself sometimes, but yeah, I end up undoing all of this and deleting it and basically just place trees. I place trees. That was what I ended up doing, is I just placed the trees in a line at the end. And now we're just adding light switches everywhere. And that means we're getting to the near to the end of the build. So let's jump into first person mode finally. Welcome to the French Chateau, and this is on the like chalet, I think that's what it's called, lot in Windenburg, which is the lot that's like way high up where there's like this huge garden area. Like, look how gorgeous this is. And I'm pretty sure it's accessible from your Sims. So there's like this beautiful maze area, garden. These are plants I think you can like pull from. Just beautiful area. These mountains, like so pretty. There's a little gondola over here. Not gondola, pergola over here that has a bunch of like chests and everything. Just really beautiful area. A sundial, this like sculpture, very very cool. And then my gorgeous house. The like landscaping's not the best, but I'm really happy with how this building looks. So going through these double doors at the front, I know they don't really look like doors, but they are doors. Going through the double doors, we have this beautiful landing where you can go up to the second floor. We just have these two bookcases, very inconspicuous. We'll come back to that later. Going through these other open double doors, we have the dining room, which is very blue. This is from the Colonial pack. And then we have the bathroom with right here. This is just a half bath. There's no need for a shower on the first floor since there's no bedrooms. So very pretty. Red. Red is very big in this house, red and blue. Right here we have the red kitchen. I love this stove. We have some pots and pans. We have the kitchen utensils. And then we have just like this really pretty kind of tiny kitchen, but lovely. These are windows, but you can open them. So you're going to have basically indoor-outdoor living. We have the back door to the backyard, which great view from here of the pool. And then in here we have the only living room. I was almost going to call it a formal living room, but it is the only living room where we have a bookcase, the TV, a plant, these beautiful windows again. I love the wallpaper and just very cozy. Would love to watch some TV in here. A beautiful mirror. This is actually, right here, this is actually a pet bed for like a smaller dog or a cat. So coming back, we're just going to go through this double door right here, which is actually the study. There's a little sitting area right here with a computer. And then if you go back into the entryway, if you actually go through this is actually a door. We'll see how it's a door later, but if you go through here, we actually have a gorgeous library. There's so many books. There's a ladder so you can reach the top books. This is that door that you can go through. And right here, there's actually, you wouldn't know, but there's another secret door there probably doesn't need to be, but there is a secret door right here and to a half bath. So you don't even have to go all the way out to go to the bathroom. You can stay in the library all day, go to the bathroom in there, and come back and read. Upstairs, we have this beautiful mirror that just travels with you up, and we have some seating and some storage. And we're going to go into here first. This is the primary bedroom, or the yellow room, I would like to call it. Some gorgeous views of the backyard and the mountains. And then this is also the only bedroom with its own ensuite. So it just has a bathtub, some paintings. And yeah, it kind of matches the rest of the bathrooms. They all have the same furnishings. Out here, next door, we have the artist studio, which is just very cluttered. Again, gorgeous view, great place for paintings, a tarp down so you don't get paint on the ground. In here we have the green bedroom, which on second look, maybe I do like a little bit more. The bed frame is from the Colonial pack. Everything else is from the Chateau and from the core game. Again, gorgeous views, lots of sunlight. And then the next bedroom is the pink bedroom, or the child's bedroom. It has this cute little closet, and then just lots of pink. They really decorated it for themselves, and some toys. And across the hall from the child's bedroom is actually the main bathroom for the floor, which has its own bathtub that you can sit and look out in your driveway. And we also have its own shower and its own sink and toilet. Moving back to the dining room, if you go out this back door, we have the backyard, where we have a bar area over here. And if you go down these stairs, we have some seating over here, some more seating over there, some loungers, and then a beautiful pool for you to lounge in. Would love to swim here. You have a great view of the mountains and of the gardens in the back. And there's also a little fountain area. So this is a Chalet Gardens lot, and you can't change the lot type. So you may want to, if you ever want to actually play in this, you have to move it to one of the other 40 by 30s, not this one, but move it to a 40 by 30 in a different world, or if there's another 40 by 30 somewhere over here. But it's also quite expensive. A lot of expensive stuff. It's probably one of the most expensive builds I've ever done. It's $383,000. So yeah, I just want to see what the animation for this door looks like. So we're gonna go here. So I'm just super curious how this animation for this door works. Oh, it literally just opens in. Wait, that's so cool. And it closes. Oh wow, I love that. So if you got to the end of the video, thank you for watching this kind of one of my longer videos. But I really appreciate you guys watching and sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next one.